how important, how satisfying was it to get the win for the boss?
Yeah, as I say, it's he's set this structure in motion for us, I guess. But yeah, as I say, I think it's more pleasing. It is very pleasing for him, but I think it's more pleasing for us because it's been a difficult week for the players and for everyone to stay focused enough to go on and beat, which will one of the teams that will definitely be a top contender this year. I think is the most pleasing thing. But again, that attitude and that mentality has been installed in us by Ange, and hopefully we can carry that on.
Were you frustrated early on? I mean, you just kept chipping away. Had lots of opportunities, just couldn't convert it.
Yeah, no, I think that's one of our strengths. We seem to stay quite composed. We're very in tune to our game plan. Each week, obviously, there's little fine-tuning things that we do, but I think we stayed reasonably patient and eventually got our rewards with I think a very good finish.
And Ange being Ange, he sort of just stood back at the end of the game. Didn't really, there wasn't any lapse of honour or anything like that. Did that surprise you, or was that just Ange being Ange, as I say?
No, I've been around Ange long enough now. Well, I don't really get surprised by what he does, but he had a good talk to us in the change rooms after, and it's probably the most emotional I've seen him. And he did mention that he's always there if anyone needs anything. He's not really going to come catch up for a coffee with us, but if we need a chat about anything, football-wise and that, he'll be there to help. So, it was just, I think, a nice end and a fitting finish, and a final goodbye.
Could you just expand on that a little bit? What else did he talk about in his final address to the players?
I know it wasn't a great deal. It was more just, I think, his final talk, just to say goodbye. As he said during the week, he wasn't able to do that because he still took the helm on Friday night, so it was sort of business as usual. I think it was just a thank you to everyone for the effort that we'd put in, and for us to say thank you to him.
You mentioned Ange got a bit emotional. Did any of the players get emotional when he was sort of getting emotional?
No, it was pretty controlled. It wasn't, it wasn't. I don't think it was, too big a deal. Everybody, these things happen in football. Coaches move on. I think it was a little bit unusual circumstances for most of us because as players, generally when a coach moves on, it's not for a good reason. So no, like I said, it was just nice to, we all appreciate what he's done at the club, and everyone at the club appreciates what he's done, and I think for the players, most importantly, it's for us looking forward to make sure that we, carry on the legacy that's been set in motion.
What about these foundations it's laid? How important are they going forward and approaching this transition?
Yeah, very, very important, especially over the last few months. We've really brought in players that fit the system that we play. We've sort of been through our transition period now, and we're really looking to kick on with it. And I think the players that we have here are very aware, or were very aware of the game plan that had been set in motion, and everyone had bought into the way that we were playing. So, especially in the short term, I think the next couple of weeks are very important for us. I think it's very important that, if anything, we step up another notch with our discipline and the way that we train. I think it's always been a very big, strong point of Ange's, that we must train well if we're going to play well. So, I think the next few weeks are extremely important for us, really, to take it to another level on the training field and carry on what we've started these last couple of weeks on game day.
Is Muskie ready to take the reins and do the job?
Yeah, I think so. I think, as I say, the players have definitely bought into the way that we want to play in our system, and I think that's the same for the coaches. I think all the coaching staff have, really worked hard on understanding and being able to teach this sort of style to us. And as I say, we worked hard to bring the personnel in through the off season that we wanted to be able to play that. So I think Muskie's a very good fit for us. As far as I know, he's keen to carry on doing things the way that we do things. We've been taught a certain way, but as I say, he's in a sense done his apprenticeship in that style as well. So I think Muskie's definitely ready to step up and take the reins, I guess, and he definitely has the respect of the boys.
And just on Muskie, he seems like quite a different character to Ange. Ange seems pretty laid back, and Muskie can get pretty fired up on the training track. It's going to be a bit of a change, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you always find that, I think, in the roles that you have to play. I think a good assistant coach always compliments the coach. And, as you say, Ange was always a bit quiet, but you always need someone that's a little bit more vocal. So I definitely think that Muskie has it in him to change those roles. And as I say, he has the full support of the boys, and the boys totally understand that if he is to take the roles, that he's not the assistant anymore, he's the boss, and will act accordingly.